Hi everyone! So today we're going to start a brand new topic in our maths lesson and we're going to be learning about shape. So this week we're going to start by looking at 3D shapes. So let's have a look at some. So 3D shapes are things that are real life objects. So you will see some of these things in your house, in your garden, at school. So the first thing we're going to do is have a look on the left. A, B and C are some 3D shapes, and on the right, numbered 1, 2 and 3, are some examples of real life objects that are these shapes. So can you match up the object with the shape? So have a look at the first one. There's a football here. Think about a football. Does it look like A, B or C? Then have a look at number 2. So that's a can of soup. So you might have one of these in your cupboards at home. Have a look at the shape. Does it look the same as shape A, B or C? And the last real life object we have is a box. So you might get one of these from the postman. We've got some at school as well. So does that look like A, B or C? Have a little think and then we'll have a look at the answers. Okay, so here we go. So the football is the same shape as B. The can of soup is the same as shape C, and the box is the same shape as shape A. Okay. So real life objects are made up of 3D shapes. So here are a range of different 3D shapes. Okay, so have a look carefully. Each one is slightly different. So each 3D shape has a name. So here we have a cone. The blue one here is called a cylinder. The red one here is called a cuboid. Then underneath, the purple one is called a pyramid. The green one here is called a cube. And the yellow one is called a sphere. So I want you to have a look carefully. You can pause the screen and see if you can look at the things that are the same and the things that are different about those shapes. See if you can remember what each one is called. Practice saying the name. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little problem to solve now. Now that you've had a little chance to look at those shapes, I want you to see if you can remember what those shapes are called. So you can pause the screen and for each shape, I want you to think, is this a pyramid, a cone, a sphere, a cube, a cylinder or a cuboid? So see if you can match the shapes with their names. So pause the screen and see if you can say what each shape is called. Okay, so let's have a look at the answers then. So this shape here, you can see it has a pointy bit at the top and a round bit at the bottom, and that is called a cone. So well done if you remember that was a cone. The next shape here, the green shape, has lots of flat faces and it was called a cube. So well done if you said cube. The red one here, it looks very similar to a cube, except some of its faces have got 2 long edges and 2 short edges. So that's called a cuboid. Then here, the purple shape, so we can see lots of pointy bits and the bottom is a triangular shape. That was called a pyramid. Then we had the yellow shape, so we can see the circular bit at the top and then the curved edge here. That was called a cylinder. And then we have the last shape that looks a bit like a ball. It was called a sphere. So well done. Let's just check we're right. Fantastic. So well done if you correctly identified the names of those shapes. So when we look at 3D shapes, it doesn't matter which way round they are or the size of the shape, it's still the same name. So here you can see these shapes, although they're different sizes, this one is bigger than this one, they are still the same shape. They still have that circular bit at the top, that curved face, and both of them are cylinders, so it doesn't matter that they're different sizes, they are still cylinders. Underneath you can see these shapes both are the same shape, although they might be different colours, they might be different way around, they are still pyramids. Okay, it doesn't matter that this is green and this is blue, they're still pyramids. Again, at the cuboids you can see that the faces of them, even though this has two long edges here and two short ones at the top and the bottom, the other cuboid has its short edges either side, so it's just in a different way round, they are still cuboids. Okay, and underneath, even though this cone is the other way round to this one, they are still both cones. So it doesn't matter which way round we're looking at them, if they're big or they're small, they are still the same name. So another little task for you now. I want you to have a look at the shapes on the screen. So there's some large shape, there's some smaller shapes. There are some shapes that are different ways round. Can you count how many cones you can see, how many pyramids you can see, how many cylinders you can see, and how many cuboids you can see? So pause the screen and see if you can put a number for each one of these shapes. Okay, let's have a look at the answer then. So cones. Cones were those shapes that have a round face and then a pointy bit at the top. So I can see here's a cone, here's another cone, and here's another cone. So I'm going to say there are 3 cones. Then I'm going to count the pyramids. So the pyramids have a triangular bottom. So I can see the bottom of the shape is triangular. The same with this one here. So that's 2. So I think there are 2 pyramids. Cylinders were the shapes that have a circular face. So here we can see a circular face one end and a circular face the other end. And then a curved face. So I think there's only 1 cylinder there. And then cuboids were those shapes that have the faces that look a little bit like a rectangle with 2 long sides and 2 short sides. So I can see 1, 2 cuboids. So let's see if I'm correct. Well done. So if you counted those numbers, well done. Fantastic. So, as we've said, real life objects are made up of lots of different 3D shapes. So here we can see a dice is the shape of a cube. This box of cereal is the shape of a cuboid. This box of Pringles is the shape of a cylinder. So you might want to have a little look around your house and you might find some of these shapes in your house. If we have a look at these real life objects, so we have a box, we have a basketball, we have a little tin, and we have a party hat. Which names of shapes would I match to these pictures? So have a little think. So shall we have a look at the answers? So we can see that the box is a cuboid, the basketball is a sphere, the little tin is a cylinder, and the party hat is a cone. So well done if you got those correct. So your task for today in your home learning pack that was delivered last week, you should have 2 sheets of paper that look like this. They'll have today's date on them. And what you need to do is you need to play a game called I Spy. So you're going to be really carefully looking at this picture and see how many cubes you can spot. So I want you to spot the cubes and count how many you find and write the number in the box. Then do the same with the cuboids, the cylinders, the cones, the spheres, and the 2 different types of pyramids. So your task for today, in your home learning pack that was delivered last week, you will find 2 sheets of paper that look like these. So there's 3D shapes, I spy and count to 10, and 3D shapes, I spy and count to 10 checklist. So the first thing you need to do is have a look really carefully over here and see if you can spot all of those different shapes. So cubes, I want you to see if you can spot the cubes and then count how many cubes do you see, and you can write the number in the box. Then look for the cuboids. How many can you spot? Write the number here. Then do the same with cylinders and cones and spheres. And then the green one here, pyramids. And there's a new shape as well here called triangular prisms. So there are some of those hiding. So good luck. See if you can spot all of those different shapes and write the correct amount in each of the boxes. Then you could take a photograph and send them to your teacher. We would love to see them. So good luck. Bye.